Alright everybody, welcome! This is Hammer Down TV. This is the Wayne Graham charity race. Live from the dirt track at Charlotte on Iracing. Just about wrapping up qualifying here. Looks like we got 13 drivers running tonight. Track's already looking a little bit racy, a little bit of a groove set in here. Should be a great time. The first heat race is coming right up. Once again, this is a charity race for Wayne Graham. He has unfortunately had a fire that took everything he owned, and also the life of his son Ashley. So the proceeds of this race tonight going to him and his family. Their GoFundMe is already up to, has raised a lot of money for it, so it's a great cause, great things the racing community is doing for this family. Always love the racing family. Whenever someone's in need, they always jump to the call. Going right into the racing, Heat 1 is already on the track. Inside the front row, the 82 of Cole Newhoffen. Outside of him, the 41 of Chase Cabri. Inside row 2, you got Carl Young in the 25 car. The 024 of Ryan Martin outside of him. Inside row 3, Steven Calavoda. Outside of him, Scott Mueller. And rounding out the field in this first heat is Chadron Beam. He races 10 laps tonight. Looks like Ryan Martin got a little too enthusiastic to get rolling. They're onto the back of Chase Cabri. Hopefully no damage to those two cars. Once again, this is a charity race. A lot of great things the racing family has been doing for people. This race, we got the Caleb down in Southern Iowa Raceway doing the whole racing community getting together, giving him some laps there. Also, watching the IndyCar race today, thoughts go out to Robert Wickens after that horrifying crash at Pocono. But we're about ready to go racing here at the Wayne Graham charity race. Pace truck is in. Cole Newhoffen bringing him to the green flag. RPM's up. We are underway. Battles on for third and fourth place. Ryan Martin's in third, the battle right behind him. Steven Calavoda, Carl Young battling out for fourth place. Up front, only 2 tenths separate Newhoffen and Cabri. Chase Cabri right on the heels of Cole Newhoffen. Going into turn 3. A little bit of bumps going into turn 3. Always something you got to watch for at the dirt track at Charlotte. Cabri lost a little bit of time that round. Lost a tenth of a second the last lap. Everybody else kind of strung out around the racetrack. The battle is for the lead. Here before too long, they might run out of laps before it happens, but there is some lap traffic coming up. Chadron Beam, he's running the bottom side. Let's see if he causes anything in this battle for the lead up here. Chase Cabri has lost a little bit of time. He's dropped about 3 tenths off since the start of the race. That was a close call by Cole Newhoffen. Chatter and Beam got a little loose right in front of the leaders. Did not phase him, though. He maintains a 0.3 of a second lead over Chase Cabre. Well, your winner of the first heat, that will be Cole Newhoffen. Chase Cabre finishes second. Ryan Martin, Steven Calavoda fourth. Round out your top five will be Carl Young. Heat 2 on the racetrack. Inside the front row, you have Dave Heilman. Outside of him in the 50-60, that is Brett Wheeler. Inside row 2 in the 12, that is Logan Rumsey. Outside Logan Rumsey, the 23 of Jonathan Smith. Zach Fogel inside row 3. Running out the field, that's Zach DeLong. Once again, another 10 laps for these guys. Once again, the Wayne Graham charity race. If you do want to donate outside of the proceeds of this race, you can go to the Hammerdown Racing League website, hdIRL.com. Go to their charity races tab. There is a link there to go to donate to the Wayne Graham Fund on GoFundMe and help them recover from the tragedy that they fell. Also, Hammerdown Racing, HD TV. We'd also like to thank iRacing iFlag, Evil One Graphics, and Excalibur Race Engines. Excalibur Race Engines, that's actually Carl Young that was in the last race there. Green flag's already out. We're underway for heat number 2. Dave Heilman got a great jump on the field on the start there. Brett Wheeler trying to make some of that ground up. Third place, Logan Rumsey. Jonathan Smith, fourth. Battle for not last is the tightest one. You got Zach Fogel looking inside of Zach DeLong. He gets the pass done back in the back. A little bit of a slide job. Looks like Zach Vogel's going to try to hold him off, and he does through that corner. Up front, the battle is tightened up. We had a spin out. Jonathan Smith had a terrible crash on the back straightaway. That spread out everybody there. That was a tough break for Jonathan Smith. I gave Brett Wheeler the lead. He's now out in front. David Heilman second. Logan Rumsey third. That battle for not last, that turned into a fourth place spot for Zach Fogel. Zach DeLonge up to fifth. 3 laps to go. Brett Wheeler still in your lead. Has a 1.1 second lead over Dave Heilman. Everybody's separated by just about the same distance between each other since post formation around the racetrack. Dave Heilman starting to close in some time, but he ran out of time. Your Heat 2 winner, Brett Wheeler. Dave Heilman second. Third place, Logan Rumsey. Fourth. Oh, I take that back. Zach Fogel got into third place. So your Heat 2 results, Brett Wheeler in the 56-year winner, the 17, Dave Heilman in second, Zach Fogel third, Zach DeLong in fourth, Logan Rumsey fifth, and then the tough break for Jonathan Smith. But it's main event time. After a 2-minute warm-up. Once again, hammer down some sponsors for Hammer Down, Iracing, iFlag, Evil One Graphics, and Excalibur Race Engines. My name is Rick the Rickman Swavely of Wyoming Motorsports Digest. Make sure to check that out on Facebook and YouTube. Cover all the Cowboy State Motorsports action. We have a couple great races coming up here soon as well. Wrapping up our season out here. Once again, after this race, the Hammer Down Street Stocks. That's the race to be. I'll be participating in that race. The Hammer Down Racing Street Stocks here, Dirt Street Stocks. They're going to USA International. That's following not too long after this charity race. Street Stocks always bring out a great crowd. I forgot to bring up my schedule for Hammer Down next week. So far, it's looking for Season 5. I'll be the announcer for the UMP Modifieds and the Super Late models for Hammer Down. So, hope to see everybody watching and listening along as I try to call these races. Warm-up is over. So it is main event time. Your lineup for your main event, your feature, be a 50-lap main event. Inside the front row, the 82 of Cole Newhofen. Outside of him, Brett Wheeler. Inside row 2, the 41, Chase Cobry. Outside of him, the 17 of Dave Heilman. Inside row 3, the 024, that's Ryan Martin. Outside of him, the 5 of Zach C. Fogel. Inside row 4, the 710, that's Steven Calavoda. Outside of him, the 7 of Zach DeLong. Inside row 5, the 25 of Carl Young. That's your Excalibur Race Engines. He does lots of sponsoring for Hammer Down. Outside of him, the 12, that's Logan Rumsey. Row 5, that brings you Scott Mueller in the 9 and Jonathan Smith in the 23. And rounding out the field in the 13, that is Chadron Beam. Once again, I'd like to thank all these drivers and the fans for watching the Wayne Graham charity race. Once again, if you want to donate to the Wayne Graham charity fund, make sure to go to the Hammer Down website, hdIRL.com. Go to the charity races tab, and there is a link to donate to help this family out in their time of need. One lap to green. Once the pace truck pulls off the field, Cole Newhofen can go at any time. Once again, see you do the 360 wing sprints. Pace truck is in. Newhofen bringing him down. Really slow contact right at the start. Newhofen is off. We are underway. Already a car in the wall towards the back of the pack. Caution is out. That's Zach Fogel. Zach Fogel into the wall early. Take a look at the replay here, see what happened. He just got out of shape going into the turn. He had 0.24 right ahead of him. Then the 7 of Zach DeLong onto the wall, and he got into him. I think Zach DeLong was the one that brought out the caution. Looks like Carl Young is going to be given the EOL on that one. Looks like Zalong has left the race, unfortunately. Meanwhile, the pace truck is pulling in. Cole Newhoffen will bring him down to the green once more. Brett Wheeler in second, David Heilman right behind him. Green flag's out, we're underway again. Another car into the wall. That's Brett Wheeler. Brett Wheeler, the second place car, got into the wall. Looks like he has damage because he is not going fast one bit. That gives second place to Dave Heilman. Cole Newhoffen now has a commanding lead. 1.1 seconds over Heilman. Third place, Chase Cabre. He's right on the heels of David Heilman. Heilman trying that bottom. Not quite working for him. Gonna try one more time. Chase Cabre on the outside. Yellow flag is out. Looks like Logan Rumsey. Logan Rumsey spun out, had the 9 running through the infield as well. That's Scott Mueller. No, Scott Mueller had some contact with, looked like Zach Fogel there. Must have damaged his car, so his night's over. Tough breaks all around. This is becoming a racy group towards the back of the pack. Looks like the 0.24 of Ryan Martin snuck into that battle for second. He's moved up to third. Dave Heilman's fallen back to fourth. Cole Newhoffen still in lead. He brings him down. We're underway once again. Battle's now on for third place. Ryan Martin on the top side. Looks like Dave Heilman on the inside. Heilman keeps trying that inside line. It's not working out for him. All right, sitting there following the footsteps of Ryan Martin. Cole Newhoffen still your leader with a 0.6 of a second lead over Chase Cabre. Big mover so far, Jonathan Smith, after that tough break in the heat race, he's moved up from 12th to 6th so far. Change for the lead, slide job for the lead. Crossover, Cole Newhoffen still has it. Chase Cabre tries the slider once again. Can't clear him that time. That's going to give a lot of ground to Chase Cabre. Yellow flag is out. Gray battling for the lead. Let's see what I can find out on the deal here. Ryan Martin was involved. Ryan Martin was involved with that. He slid up in front. Oh, he just slid up the track and got into the wall. That was a tough break for Ryan Martin. He was making a good move up through the race, up through the field. Means Jonathan Smith, he's moved from 12th place all the way up to 5th, so he's creeping through the field very quickly. Stephen Calavoda, he's up to 4th from 7th, so that's another great move for him as well. Still out front, however, we got Cole Newhofen. Chase Cabre in the 41-second, Dave Heilman in 3rd, Stephen Calavoda 4th, Jonathan Smith 5th. After that, getting into the wall, Brett Wheeler, he's back up to 6th, so he's starting to sneak back through the field. Carl Young, goodness gracious, Carl Young 7th. Logan Rumsey 8th. Cheddar and Beam 9th. Top 10 rounded out is Zach Fogel. Newhofen bringing him down on the bottom this time. Brings him down extra slow, goes extra late. That strategy can backfire, but it did not this time. He's out to the early lead. The battle is for 2nd place. Dave Heilman trying that bottom once again. He's been trying to get that to work all night. Does not quite pan out. He chooses wise to go back to that top side. Chase Cabre retains that 2nd spot. Brett Wheeler, battle for 5th on back. We got 4 cars under a blanket back here. Jonathan Smith, Brett Wheeler, Logan Rumsey, and Carl Young all battling for position. Brett Wheeler tries a slide job, crossover. They repeated the process right behind them too. Jonathan Smith retains that spot. Contact for that behind him. Logan Rumsey tried another slide job, did not work. Brett Wheeler tries a slide job. Sticks that time. Let's see if the favors returned. It is. Giving out sliders like White Castle mid-pack. Brett Wheeler, he capitalizes on that one. Jonathan Smith, he falls back to 6th. Looked like Carl Young fell out of that battle. He might have got some damage. Meanwhile, out front, you still have Cole Newhofen. He's keeping a 0.6 of a second lead over Chase Cabre. 2 seconds behind that lead. Oh, we got caution on the track. Scott Mueller's in the infield. Looked like he got into Dave Heilman on the back straightaway. Looks like Dave Heilman, he was trying the high side, slipped the cushion, got on the wall, and caused all kinds of problems. Contact with Ryan Martin, he spins out. That's probably the cause for the caution there. So you're 30 laps down, 20 to go. They were giving out sliders in the mid-pack. Let's see if the mid-pack can catch up to this front. Let's see if Chase Cabre has went to White Castle. Let's see if he bought any sliders for Cole Newhofen. Brett Wheeler after the early caution. He's up to fourth. Do not count Brett Wheeler out. This time Cole Newhofen brings him to green way early. Mixing up these restarts so they can't figure out what he's planning to do to get a jump on him. Chase Cabre 4/10 of a second back. Brett Wheeler into the wall once again. That's going to open the door for Logan Rumsey on the inside. The battles for fifth. They get squared away. Meanwhile, up front, Cole Newhofen still your leader. Chase Cabre knocked a 10th of a second off that last lap, so he's starting to gain a little bit of ground on Cole Newhofen. Maintain about the same lap times that round. Chase Cabre had a miscalculation in navigation that last time by. He lost 7/10 of a second. Scott Mueller back in the back. He might cause something up here up front as leaders catch up to the back markers. Cole Newhofen will be the first to catch this back marker. Back marker's starting to run in their line in the middle of the corners. This could cause a big issue up front. Cole Newhofen gets by and Chase Cabre gets by. He gets that lap traffic gets out of the way. Good job by the lap traffic to give us a green flag run here with 8 laps to go. Chase Cabre might have found something. He's already shaved some time off. Newhofen gets into the wall. Chase Cabre takes the lead. Goodness gracious. What a change of events there. After leading most of the race, looks like Cole Newhofen had some kind of connection issue. He leaves the race. That gives Chase Cabre the lead. Dave Heilman is in second, but he is 4 seconds behind with 4 to go. What a turn of events. Brett Wheeler had damage. He's out of the race. Looks like we only have 5 cars running on the racetrack right now. Chase Cabre has 3 laps to go, and he has a long commanding lead, 4 seconds. 2 to go this time by. Five-second lead over Dave Heilman for Chase Cabre. White flags out. Coming through turns 3 and 4, your Wayne Graham Charity Race winner is going to be Chase Cabre. Five seconds back in second place, that's Dave Heilman. Stephen Calavoda in third. Logan Rumsey fourth. Jonathan Smith fifth. Rounding out the field, Scott Mueller's one. The last car is running there. So your final results, once again, Chase Cabre in the 41. He is your winner. Second place in the number 17, that is Dave Heilman. The 710 of Stephen Calavoda, he is in third. Logan Rumsey in the 12 car in fourth. Jonathan Smith in the 23. Round your top 5. Scott Mueller in the 9, the 56 of Newhoffen, which led most of the race, had a tough break, disconnected towards the end there. He ended up finishing 8th. Chadron Beam, Carl Young, Zach Fogel, Ryan Martin, and Zach DeLong round out the field. Once again, that was a great race, everybody. Once again, Hammer Down Racing would like to thank iRacing, iFlag, Evil One Graphics, and Excalibur Race Engines. Plus, we'd like to thank everybody that helped donate and make this happen for Wayne Graham and his family, because that's a tough thing to go through, to lose your son in a house fire and everything you own. So it's a great thing for Hammer Down to do, to get together and do this for a family in need. As I always say, I like to say the racing family is the best family. I'll do some interviews here right quick.
User was moved to your channel.
All right, third place. Your third place driver, Stephen Calavoda. Stephen Calavoda, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Third place run there is kind of wild at the end. Seen some good racing in mid-pack, then suddenly didn't catch what happened, but Cole Newhoffen left the race and everybody kind of spread out. How was the race for you?
It was good. That track was very difficult. I went with a little bit too high of a gear there, and it kind of hurt me. I fell off really hard at the end when it really got slick. David passed me like I was sitting still for second, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't see what happened. All of a sudden, I noticed I was in second, and I was just fighting the track at that point. I wasn't paying attention to anything too far out in front of me. It was a very difficult track. Cushion was good. I wish the bottom would have come in a little better to get a little more side-by-side racing in there, but hey, you can only race what they throw at us.
Right. Now, is the charity race any sponsor anything for your racing that you'd like to thank?
TeamVLR.com, Hammer Down for throwing it, definitely you guys for broadcasting, and just everybody who doesn't know about that Labor Day race, getting the know on that Labor Day late model race, and sign up for Hammer Down there, and see you then.
Alrighty, everybody, that was Stephen Calavoda.
User was moved out of your channel.
Let me get the next guy in here.
User was moved to your channel.
Got David Heilman. Do we got a copy?
10-4.
Alrighty, you were running third, fourth most of the race. Then had a great battle with Steve Calavoda there for a while. As you were trying the bottom side anymore, were you trying to get that bottom side worked in for that race?
It was kind of going from the beginning. I was just running it to see if anything was there early, but then sometimes in order to pass someone when you're right on their tail, it's just a little scary to go follow them real close on the top side. So I just duck low just in case they hit the wall and kind of hope they hit the wall, and then it's just a free pass.
Gotcha. You got second place tonight. Any sponsors or anything you'd like to thank for that one?
I just thank our guys at Team VLR, and nice job from Robert for putting this on for Wayne Graham.
Alrighty. That was David Heilman for second place there.
User was moved out of your channel.
90s.
Was moved to your channel.
All right, now we got Chase Cabre, your winner tonight. We got a copy.
Yeah, you got me?
All right, you got the win tonight. You're running in second right behind Cole Newhofen for a while there. Then something happened to his connection or something, and you ended up in the lead. You had a commanding lead after that.
Yeah, I was. I knew how treacherous this track was. This is one of my, I should say, is my favorite track on the service. It's just so hard to run the cushion lap after lap after lap. And it's so, you're on rigid edge to do it. So, I knew to win this race, you had to finish it first. And so I knew if I just stayed lower, stayed out of the wall throughout the whole race, towards the end, I could try to turn the wick up a little bit. So I found kind of where I was comfortable at. It was about a couple tenths slower than Cole there throughout the race. And then at the end, I tried to push and ended up getting up into the wall a little bit. And then he caught the wall. And I think what ended up happening was he had hit the wall so many times throughout the race that he hit the incident cap. And once you hit the incident cap, it DQs you on spot. So when he finally hit the wall for the last time. So like I said, I was just kind of trying to follow pace. And then once I tried to turn the wick up, like I said, I got in the wall, he got in the wall, and then I started running that down there a little bit. Was trying to figure out where I was going to pass him at if I was ever going to get close enough, and just kind of got a lucky break. But sometimes they say I'd rather be lucky than good, and just so happened to be my luck tonight.
Gotcha. And you guys are putting on a good race too up there towards the front. I mean, you guys were a couple tenths off. Then you'd get some tenths. I noticed you're starting to try a couple things there before he disconnected out there.
Yeah, we were, it's pretty hard to, like I said, to run the cushion lap after lap, and he was actually running a little bit higher than I was, which is where you had to be in the heat races. But once this cushion develops here, it gets really, really bumpy, and it builds a whole pretty much path that you can run with your whole car to put up there. So I was running just below the actual cushion and pretty much in that smooth path there, and it's started to help me. Looking back at the lap times from about lap 35 on, I was half a tenth to a whole tenth better than he was there until he had ended up getting out of the race. But it was just, like I said, it was a matter of hitting your marks right, and Cole did a great job. I mean, he was a car to beat all night long, and I was second to none. I hate that he fell out of the race because it would have been a good finish.
Gotcha. Any sponsors or anything you'd like to thank?
Yeah, the UDSRA Dirt Co. number 41 was pretty good. And, the UDSRA team always gives me a good car to come out and run these big shows with. And so, hats off to those guys for putting the top-of-the-line setups out there each and every week.
Alrighty. That was Chase Cabre, everybody.
User was moved out of your channel.
And that concludes the broadcast for this one. Once again, here in just a few moments, it's here at about half hour, 45 minutes, I think is what the official timing is. The Hammer Down Street Stock starts, so make sure to pay attention to the Facebook and the YouTube for that. My name's Rick, the Rickman Swavely for Wyoming Motorsports Digest, and for Hammer Down TV, we're signing off.